Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another physical media related video. And now we're taking a look at another couple of Arrow video releases. At the time of recording this, it's the early hours of the 1st of May 2026. And these are two of Arrow Video's newest releases. On the left here, we've got The Killer, which Arrow Video released in April of 2026 on both limited edition 4K Ultra HD and limited edition Blu-ray. And here on the right we've got Hard Boiled, also limited edition 4K Ultra HD and limited edition Blu-ray. In both of these instances it's the 4K Ultra HD version that we can see here. So if we take a look at, put Hard Boiled to one side first, we'll take a look at The Killer, as it was the early, although it came out on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray after Hard Boiled, the film itself came out 3 years before Hard Boiled did. So I'm going to look at The Killer first. So The Killer, in its original Cantonese title, Diep Hut Sung Hung, literally bloodshed of two heroes, from, if I remember correctly, from Bay Logan's audio commentary from the Hong Kong Legends DVD release of The Killer from the 2000s, which I actually still have to this day as it happens. And you've got some wonderful artwork here. And the film was originally released in 1989 and was directed by action maestro John Woo, who, if for people who aren't familiar with John Woo's Chinese language work, he would later go on to direct things like Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Yancey Butler, Lance Henriksen and Arnold Vosloo in 1993. And he'd also direct Broken Arrow with Christian Slater, Samantha Mathis and John Travolta in, I think it was 1995 or thereabouts. Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta in circa 1997, and even more famously Mission Impossible 2 with Tom Cruise, Tandy Newton and Dougray Scott in 2000. But this is what The Killer is, one of the films that he directed before he went over to Hollywood. So, as I said, we've got this wonderful artwork here, and there's what's on the back. As ever, apologies for the glare from the light that's just overhead. Hopefully it won't be too bad. So you get a rundown of what's in this limited edition set. And just the others, the two spines are the same. So this is a slipcase, so it just comes off, and we've got a box with the exact same artwork. And other than that, it's just got the Arrow logo and product number and so forth. And inside, we get something that's commonplace to a lot of these limited edition things: a unique booklet about the film, including a rundown of key cast and crew. So as you saw from the cover art, it's got people like Chow Yun-fat and Danny Lee. A singer, Sally Ye is probably best known for being a singer more than an actress, but she actually plays a singer in this. And Chu Kong, and in particular, this guy's had been a regular bad guy player around this time, 1989. Fui-on. And got some crew such as John Woo not only directed it, he wrote it as well, and produced by Choi Hark, who a lot of people know well for being the director of the Once Upon a Time in China movies with Jet Li. And we've also got this this limited edition poster. So on one side we got this, we got the same cover. We got some different. Sorry, it's different cover art. Joan there. There's Danny Lee there. Just zoom in. Wonderful artwork. And on the other side we've got a poster with some actual photos rather than a painting. And last but not least, we have the actual disc container. As I said, this is the 4K Ultra HD version, but at the time of recording this, there is also a regular Blu-ray version for those who can't play 4K discs. And on the back, it's pretty much the same description that's on the back of the slipcase. I'm not going to focus on that too much. So, does this have a reversible sleeve? Yes, it does. There's as well as the cover art from the front of the slipcase, you've also got the cover art that represents the photo side of that poster we just looked at. So you can reverse the sleeve if you so wish. And got some postcards here. And an advert for other things that Arrow Videos released. So, oh, they're double-sided. Oh, the other side's just showing that same photo base. So, and then we've got the 3 discs themselves. So here's disc 1, which has the film and some extras, including a few audio commentaries and so forth. And disc 2, a whole bunch of extras, including some brand new interviews, including a quite extensive interview with John Woo himself. It's also got some archival interviews, such as with cinematographer Peter Powell, as well as the actors Kenneth Tsang and Sally Ye. And both of the latter are the same interviews that were on the aforementioned Hong Kong Legends DVD release. And here we've got an extended cut on the 3rd disc, which was originally released in Taiwan, from what I could make out from the on-screen text. If I remember correctly, then this was a 130-minute extended cut, which was commonplace in Taiwan initially, before John Woo decided to cut it down to the 111-minute cut that we're more familiar with. But this is the first time that the original longer cut has been available outside of Asia. And it is quite interesting to see the additional bits. Although one thing that annoys me is that there are 2 ways of viewing that Taiwanese cut. One of which is where it shows the footage that's commonplace to both of them, with the highest quality of mastering, and then anything that's unique to that Taiwanese cut would not only be slightly less visually impressive, but would also have the burnt-in subtitles, which were often the case with Hong Kong movies of that era. Anyone who's very familiar with Hong Kong movies will know exactly the kind of things I want to. Although they are obscured with newly done subtitles with a black box to mask those, so they're not too difficult to read. Otherwise, you'd be having white text of the new subtitles overlaid on top of the burnt-in white text and Chinese characters on the original footage, and that would just be an unreadable mess. So that's the contents of The Killer, and it wouldn't surprise me if the regular Blu-ray version contained the same thing, just not 4K, just not in 4K Ultra HD. And now we'll turn on to the March 2026 released Arrow Video published Hard Boiled. Lat Sao San Tan is the original Cantonese title, which literally translates to hot-handed detective, which we'd more likely say hard-boiled detective. So hard-boiled is actually a pretty good English title. It's nice, short, snappy, and to the point. And like The Killer, this was also directed by John Woo. And like their release of The Killer, this also has a slipcase with some superb painted artwork and explanation of the contents on the back. So we remove the slipcase. Like The Killer, you get this this box containing everything. And if you just take all this out, there's the limited edition booklet, and as before, you get pages showing the cast and crew, and there's the classic cover from when Hard Boiled was first released in the West in the 1990s. Now, the main reason I'm doing both of these at the same time is that a lot of people's introduction to John Woo in the West was either The Killer or Hard Boiled, because both were released in the 1990s for the first time, and they became pretty popular in the West, and gained not only director John Woo a fan base, but also the likes of Jarian Fat. Because speaking of which, Jarian Fat also stars in this, in case you hadn't noticed by now. And we also got Tony Leung Chiu Wai, who would later be in things like Lust, Caution, and the Infernal Affairs trilogy. Theresa Mo, I've only ever seen in this film. Philip Chan, he's been in lots of things, and he even played a police superior in the 1988 film Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bolo Young, and Ron Gibb, or was it Don Gibb, one of the two. And one advantage of him is that he speaks perfect English. And Anthony Wong is also in this. Anthony Wong's been in loads of things, and he was even in The Medallion with Jackie Chan and Claire Forlani. So there's the limited edition booklet, and like with The Killer, we also have another double-sided poster. Now, unlike The Killer, this the artwork on this side of the poster is the same as on the sleeve and front of the case. reverse, we got the classic poster of Jarian Fat holding a great big shotgun and the baby. Yeah, and there's actually a sad postscript, Hard Boiled, and which is actually, in the closing credits, you actually see a tribute to Barry Wong, who wrote the screenplay. And Barry Wong was quite popular for writing screenplays for classic Hong Kong movies, and I believe this was his last one. My understanding is that he was working in Germany and died of a sudden heart attack. Very sad loss to the industry. And the closing credits of Hard Boiled pay a tribute to him. So now we'll take a look at the cases. The case, so same breakdown of the plot of the film and the contents. So we're gonna see if there's see what's on the opposite side of this, as if I don't know. Oh, I thought so. Just the classic artwork again. So again, you can just reverse the sleeve if you, depending on which version of the artwork you prefer. Personally, I think they're both great. And that same Arrow Video advert slip, and some more of these. This one actually is double-sided. Although the other side just seems to have the classic poster. Got releases, and these are releases from in other parts of the world. And of course the discs. Only 2 discs in this one. We've got disc 1 with feature and extras, and disc 2 which just has extras on it, including brand new interviews. And another good reason for doing this video for both Hard Boiled and The Killer is, whenever you mention John Woo, it's very unlikely that hardcore fans of him won't mention either or both of these films. In fact, so much so, even to this day, there are quite often discussions about which of these films is the superior of the two. I think they're both absolutely incredible, and both have received quite rightfully received tons of praise. I mean, not only is the action in them incredible, an incredible experience that you just can't describe in words, apart from the likes of Ballistic. It's just one of those things you have to see to be believed, and if your only exposure to John Woo is his English language work, like what I mentioned earlier, like Mission Impossible 2 or Face Off, if you've seen those but not his Hong Kong work, you ain't seen nothing yet. Hollywood watered down his style, whereas he was given a bit considerably more free rein by comparison in his home turf. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little overview video about these 2 action thriller masterpieces, and I hope to catch you on another video soon. Texie88 out.